Hebron reminds us that we have a heritage, that we have a very unique responsibility to the world to just be Jewish, to follow the commandments of the Torah that God has given us, to come home and be part of a process that began thousands of years ago to prove to the entire world that there is a God. I don't like to get political, but I must. We had a recent visit of our Prime Minister to Washington, D.C. to sit with Mr. Obama, and they talked about peace. Well, I don't blame Mr. Obama for having a warped vision of peace, but it hurts me that my own Jewish leaders haven't the slightest idea where peace is to be found. Peace comes from Jerusalem and Israel when Jews act like Jews. We can't find peace by negating our obligations as Jews. We cannot compromise on obligations. It's not our right to do. It doesn't belong to us. We have an obligation to come home and to settle the land and to live here as Jews, following our laws and living a good life, a proper life, setting the example for all of mankind. This we are not doing. And this is what brings the tragedy. What Mr. Netanyahu should have said to Mr. Barak was, I'm very sorry, but we cannot negotiate anything. We'd be happy to help you financially compensate all of those people who call themselves Palestinians to settle in Kuwait or in Saudi Arabia or someplace where there's lots of Arab land where they could live happily with their own people. This is a Jewish country, and we don't have the possibility of giving parts of it away to make a sovereign nation for some other people. We can't do that. Cave of Machpela reminds us of our responsibilities, reminds us of our home, reminds us why we're here. I come here every morning to offer my prayers to God in the same place where Abraham came. This was also the place where King David was first king of Israel before he moved the throne to Jerusalem. For 7.5 years he ruled from here, from Hebron. This is our heritage. We don't share our heritage with anyone. It belongs to us uniquely. Tomorrow morning I cannot come and pray here. Why not? Because my government decided that it would be nice to let the Arabs have this building for the day because it's a holiday for them. Well, in a democracy, it's understandable. But this country was not meant to be a democracy where Arabs have greater rights to our holy places than we do. There's no country in the world that does that. Can you imagine them closing the Kasbah so I could pray there when I wanted to, or on a special holiday? They would never let that happen. How dare we do this to our own people? It's a shame, and this also brings tragedy. Well, I'm just here to tell you that I moved here close to 30 years ago with my family. Today I have not just 5 children, but I have 7 grandchildren, most of whom, well, 6 out of the 7, are living in Kiryat Arba. We're growing. My son, my little boy who grew up in Kiryat Arba, who was born and grew up here, is now a rabbi. And we are enjoying living here with all the problems that we have and all the things that we talk about that are terrible, that have to be changed. They will be changed. This is our homeland. This is where we're meant to be. And when a Jew says, I don't care what the problems are, I don't care how much money that I need to get here, I don't care what I have to do, I'm coming home because this is where I belong. I have to demonstrate to the entire world that this is my homeland. And the way to do that is to come home, to pack up and leave and come home. There are many ways to do that, but the first thing you should do is come to visit, look around, and see where you'd like to live, see if you can find a job. But make plans, please. You have to come home. Israel is the home of the Jewish people. It will always be. And the future is changing. The United States of America, no matter what the 2 leaders just said, does not have an unbreakable bond. That bond will be broken, and sooner than you think. So don't think you're safe living away from home. Home is here. It's available to you. Buy a ticket to El Al, hop on a plane, and come home. This is where it's at. And I've never regretted having done so, not for 1 minute.